Hey guys, I'm going to just give you some helpful hints to help you with tonight's homework. I'm not going to give you the answers, but I will give you some helpful steps along the way to help you complete it on your own. So remember in class I gave you the formula of the area of a trapezoid as a big hint, and that pretty much answers part A, the first question, what type of figure is the total shape? So you should already know that this total shape is a trapezoid. But you need to tell me why it's a trapezoid. Now, I don't want you to just tell me because it has one pair of parallel sides. Obviously, that's what the definition of a trapezoid is. I want you to tell me why you know that side AC is parallel to side DE. Why are these sides parallel? And we learned a lot of different reasons of why sides can be parallel. So, if I have two lines cut by a transversal, if the corresponding angles are congruent, remember that tells us these lines have to be parallel. We also learned if alternate interior angles are congruent, these lines have to be parallel. We also learned that if the consecutive interior angles are supplementary, meaning if they add to be 180, that the lines are parallel. So you need to tell me which of those ways did you use to know for sure that these are parallel. Make sure that you have marked your right triangles in the figure from the given. That's going to help you answer that why question. The second part asks you to write the area of the total figure in terms of A and B. So you're going to be using the formula for the area of a trapezoid, but you need to replace the bases and the height with the variables that are given in the problem. So remember, the bases are the parallel sides. So your B1 and B2, your two bases, are the parallel sides. The height must be perpendicular to those bases. So that's a big part there, is making sure you're putting in the right things for those. Now, you learned today, or not learned, but you reviewed today how to multiply two binomials. You will use that skill in this proof. If you don't, then you obviously haven't set up your equations correctly. So, for instance, if we had x plus 2 times x plus 5, you have to do the distribution to get the 4 terms. So, you will use that skill in this proof. On part C, it says write the area of all three triangles in terms of A, B, and C. These are your three triangles. Remember, the area of a triangle is 1/2 the base times the height. Remember, the base and height have to be perpendicular with one another. So you're going to have three areas. I'll call them A sub 1, A sub 2, A sub 3. You're going to write those areas for those three triangles. On part D, you're using the area addition postulate, just like we did in the proof today in class, where we added the center square area to the 4 triangle areas to get the total figure area. That's all area addition means, adding the parts up to get the whole. So you're going to be adding the parts together. The parts obviously are these triangles, and setting it equal to the whole area. So in other words, you're going to be taking your areas from part C, these three, and adding them together to get your area from part B, which is the total figure. At that point, you should be able to simplify your equation and end up with the Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Make sure you show all of your work, and make sure you use sound mathematics, not any magic, to end up with the Pythagorean theorem. I will give you one little extra hint here about fractions. If I have an equation that looks something like this, I'm just going to make up something. Well, I would like to get rid of those fractions. That way it makes my life a lot easier. So since the denominator of the fraction is a 3, I can multiply both sides of the equation by a 3, keeping it balanced because I'm doing it to both sides, and I won't have any fractions anymore. Now when I multiply it by here, students always get confused. All that happens is this 3 cancels out that 3, and I'm left with a plus b plus c. When I multiply it over here, I'm multiplying across this addition, so I have to multiply it by both terms, which means both of these 3's go away, and I'm left with x plus y. So that's obviously not the equation needed for here, but that's some fraction knowledge there that might help you with simplifying your equation. So here you had 3 numbers being multiplied together, the 3, the 1/3, and the sum of these. So when you have 3 numbers being multiplied together, you can multiply them in any order. So I just chose to multiply these together first, and that simplified to just 1. Here, you're multiplying 3 across the addition of 2 terms, and so you have to distribute. So that's just some algebra help there that might help with the simplifying of the equation. Okay, so I hope this helps. Come to tutoring if you need to, but make sure that you don't come with this blank. Come with it completed so I can at least look at it and see where you're going wrong. All right, good luck.